What's up gamers, Dreamcastguy here, and it's Top 10 Thursday. There's a lot of reasons to love the PlayStation 4. It's just a phenomenal console. However, something I think it specifically does incredibly awesome is just create so many good co-op experiences. Games that are even better when you enjoy them with your buddies. A couple months ago, I did a video counting down some of my favorite stuff on the PlayStation 4 that's two-player, and people have just been begging me to do a follow-up. So this week, we're diving even deeper to find the cool stuff that you should definitely be playing on my picks of the top 10 best PS4 co-op games. Number 10. Far Cry 5. Sometimes during the course of your day, all you really want is to have a massive playground that you can try out with friends. A place where you can fly planes, blow up trucks, and shoot cultists. Far Cry 5 perfectly gives you that and so much more. In Hope County, Montana, some very bad people have taken over, so it's up to you and your buddies to win it back, which really just means sneaking around and causing epic amounts of destruction. I love being able to whisper to my partner the exact moment that we're both going to strike and unleash a barrage of bullets to take over an outpost in a totally reckless sense of style. Number 9. Aragami. It seems like in recent years we're really missing out on fantastic stealth action games. Even the stuff that does let you creep around in the shadows usually allows for you to swing your sword around and just be chaotic if you want. Aragami, though, doesn't let you off that easy. Instead, this is a world built for fans of ultra-hardcore invisible murder and mayhem, and bringing somebody along on these missions really doubles the fun and strategy. In this game, the biggest twist is that if you get spotted, you will die in seconds. Having a companion with you in the darkness really doubles your chances of being able to slay the next guard and then move on, before you yourself end up being taken out. Number 8. Spelunky. There's something really raw and real about an interesting indie game that's not afraid to be really tough to play. Spelunky is all about forcing you to realize that even the best gamers are going to lose occasionally. Each level is a 2D maze that's randomly built with one exit. Working together with your friend, you need to talk out the clearest path to place your bombs and escape before you both get eaten. Getting power-ups to change how your explosives work and try not to waste your valuable resources is actually really stressful, but in a cool way. I found myself sweating and counting the seconds as I tried to figure out what I could possibly do, which is kind of funny when you see this adorable art. Number 7. Dark Souls 3. I think it's pretty obvious that the Dark Souls series has a huge fan base, but I feel like many often forget that it has amazing co-op built into it as well. This twisted landscape and freakish bosses can be terrifying to face alone, and yet, having a second person in the mix really makes the entire experience loads more enjoyable. This week, my friend Nick and I went through the entire game again, completely two-player, and it was phenomenal. Getting to backstab giant monsters, dodge flaming magic, and ambush other people as they invaded our match was awesome. Even if you're someone who's a little bit worried that they can't handle the difficulty of Dark Souls, I highly recommend you dive into it today with a buddy. Number 6. Lovers in a Dangerous Spacetime. Life can be really short, so you gotta make it a point to soak up some cuteness whenever possible. Lovers in a Dangerous Spacetime is very much the ultimate game for couples to play, but it's also really good for anyone close to you. The basic concept is this. You're flying a ship that has more jobs than you can easily handle. There's a laser for defending yourself, a booster to drive with, and a shield that can deflect enemy fire. In order to survive and rescue the adorable creatures lost in space, you need to coordinate with your partner to avoid danger and hopefully score some kills at the same time. Having your girlfriend yell at you, go left, while you both accidentally drift into an asteroid field, or barely managing to warp into a black hole and win is thrilling and super silly. Number 5. Divinity Original Sin. In the last 10 years, we've seen a total revolution of fantasy games. Series like The Elder Scrolls, Diablo, and Dragon Age have established that you can build a grounded story even in extremely magical worlds. Divinity takes that rule and runs with it, stacking hundreds of hours of deep, rich writing on top of cool combat to enable a sense of gameplay that you won't get anywhere else. At its roots, this is essentially a mega in-depth tabletop RPG, by which I mean everything is customizable. The tiniest of details about your character and how they behave in confrontations can be tuned to exactly your liking, which is very much necessary for how rough these fights can be. The turn-based combat in this world is extremely methodical. If you aren't very careful with every single motion you make, you are definitely going to get splattered. Number 4. Neon Chrome. There's a very small genre of games called roguelikes that I never really got into. These are all about going through procedurally generated maps with a fresh character over and over, so instead of just getting stronger as a hero, you're getting more skilled as a player. It's a solid concept, but it didn't really grab me until I sat down with Neon Chrome. We play as a man who's hiding in the control room at the bottom floor of a huge tower. Inside this place, we have access to a suit that lets us become one security robot, or in this case, 2, since you and a friend are both gearing up for the action. Every round of this game you have one life. Depending on how well you fight and watch each other's backs determines how far you'll make it. But once you die, it's back to the bottom. It's really addictive to try again and again, hoping to get the best abilities and easiest foes to battle all the way to the absolute top. Number 3. Monster Hunter World. It's crazy to think about the fact that 2018 isn't even halfway over and we already have probably one of the best games of the entire year out and in our hands. Monster Hunter World can be beaten completely solo if you want, but it's quite clear that every aspect of this was designed to be tackled with friends. The massive beasts we're tracking down are looking to take a big bite out of you, so it's a lot better if you have somebody nearby to help you deal some damage. This game is sort of like a series of giant boss battles, with every map being filled with animals that have been evolved to be the ultimate killing machines. When I'm on voice chat with someone trying to call out the motions of an enemy and cracking up when I get my butt kicked, I can't help but realize just how brilliantly this game is made. I love upgrading my hero not because it makes me stronger, but because it makes it so I can more properly defend my friends. There's a unique sense of survival and teamwork that I don't think that any other project has been able to capture like this. Number 2. Fortnite. Currently, this game is the biggest thing on the planet, boasting over 40 million players, billions of kills, and trillions of hours spent quietly searching for a weapon. It's a testament to just how great Fortnite is. While there is a co-op mode that allows you to team up against armies of zombies, the true appeal of this project is Battle Royale. In duos, you're jumping out of a floating bus over a huge island and left scrambling for guns while trying to keep your eyes peeled for enemies. Communication is really your greatest asset. Most people make the mistake of splitting up, so if you're able to lock your buddy in by your side, you can drop any opponent fast. Make one wrong move though, or get ambushed, and it's gonna spell your quick demise. The reason this game is so fun to play though is the randomness of it. Every match is like its own little story as you try and get yourself well equipped and eventually probably get your horrible demise. As you go along, working together with your friend, you can't help but just be almost overwhelmed by just how much is going on. Sniping people in tilted towers or trying to set up traps behind you just to make sure you're not being followed. It's just so many layers of tactics. However, the instant your party's health reaches 0, you're just gonna have to die and hop into that next battle bus and be ready for another round. Number 1. A Way Out. This entry on the list stands out from everything else we've talked about today because for them, they're all optional co-op. You can play them single player if you wish. However, with A Way Out, that's impossible. You can only play this with a friend, either online or having them on your couch. We're filling the role of 2 convicts in prison who've decided that, you know what, it's time to break out. Doing so, though, is obviously pretty complicated. This game is so cool because it is so much of a bonding experience. At the beginning, it seems like two goofy characters just kind of messing around, but by the end of it, you truly get invested in this world and in these players. You and the person you're sitting down with are not the same people when you stand up. You end up becoming so invested not just in these characters' lives, but also in what you're doing with each other. I was truly afraid during certain moments when I was trying to save my partner's life and actually thought I might not do it. Or when we're sneaking through a jungle and there's a bunch of security guards with flashlights. Trying to time the exact second that we both needed to grab somebody and snap their neck was really difficult. For its awesome gameplay, hilarious jokes, and the fact that it's just so groundbreaking, I awarded this my pick as the absolute best PS4 co-op game. Did your favorite game not make the list? Well, it could have been on the previous video, because this is part of a two-part series, so I'll keep that linked down below to look at some of the better games that are absolutely amazing and can be played with a friend. You know, stuff like Diablo. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. I just want to say that this week's video was so incredibly fun to record. All this footage was basically just me playing with my friends and going, aw dang, we gotta freaking pop in the next disc and go on the next adventure. You know what, being a YouTuber is a total blast. Oh, hi. I'm just working on the next video. If you want to see what it is, go ahead and click this button and you can subscribe. Also, if you click these video links, you can see my latest review and my latest top 10. Now I'm just going to sit here for a minute and wait for you to subscribe. Oh, I guess I could put on these giant glasses. I literally found these on a roller coaster.